Hey guys, so this is our math teak for today. So it's 4.9a and it says represent data on a frequency table, dot plot, or a stem and leaf plot marked with whole numbers and fractions. So we started this one on Tuesday. So it says we will represent data. Represent just is another way to say show, and data is like information. So we're going to show information on a couple different types of charts. So the first kind is what Mr. Johnson did with you guys yesterday and the day before. So we learned how to use frequency tables. Today and tomorrow, we're going to be focusing on dot plots. So I'm going to do those lessons. And then next week, we're going to learn a brand new one called a stem and leaf plot. That will be a new one for 4th grade that we learn next week. And all three of those can be possibly marked with whole numbers and fractions. So I think in 3rd grade you did kind of these charts and you used whole numbers only, but this year we're going to be able to use them with fractions as well. So today and tomorrow we're focusing on dot plots. So let's review what a dot plot is. A dot plot is essentially just kind of like a number line. If you can make a number line, you can make a dot plot. So let's say I just have all of this data. Say this is, I mean, it could be anything for the story, but this is like numbers of miles I ran on certain days. Gosh, I can't run. Actually, that's not right. The number of minutes I spent running, perhaps. I spent 4 minutes one day running, and then 8 minutes running, then 8 minutes and 7 minutes. So this is all this different data, and I want to take this data and put it into a dot plot. Well, we're going to review and learn what a dot plot is today. I think you guys learned it in 3rd grade, so we'll go over what it is and how to build them today. Then you guys will practice building dot plots. And one of the very first things when we're building a dot plot is we want to take our information, and it's going to be a whole lot easier if I put this info in order from least to greatest. So I'm just going to rewrite my numbers, but I'm going to start with the smallest ones and go to the largest one. So look at my list. Let's see what is the smallest number that we see there. It looks to me like a 4. So there's a 4. Do you see any other 4s? Yep, there's one there. So I need to draw a second one, okay? Let's see, do we have any 5s? Yep, there's one. I'm going to cross it off. Keep going. There's another one. Make sure to cross it off once you're done. Okay, no more 5s. Are there any 6s? I don't see any 6s. Keep going. Any 7s? Yep, there's a 7. Let's see, keep going. There's another 7. And another 7. Okay, that's all the 7s. Any 8s? I always start at the top every time. All right, yep. There's an 8 there. Another 8 there. Okay, and another 8 there. That's it. Okay, and then 9s. There's one. We got a lot of them. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. Goodness, it looks like 2 more. 9 and 1 more. 9. And that looks to be it. There's no 10s, 11s. That looks like I've got all my numbers. So I've taken my data and I've just put them in order from least to greatest. And now what I can do is I can take this information and use it to help me make a dot plot. To make a dot plot, we are just going to be making a number line. So we make number lines. You guys started doing this back in like 1st grade. What's the smallest number I have here? Look. 4, and I need to go, what's the largest number? 9. So I'm just going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because that's the smallest number I have is 4, so I want to make sure I include that. The largest number I have is 9, so I'm going to go all the way up to 9. Now I'm simply going to be counting the frequency now, just kind of like you did with frequency table. You counted how many 4s you had, and then you put a 2. But instead of saying 2, I have 2 4s, I'm not going to put a 2. I'm going to use dots because these are dot plots. So up above the 4, I'm going to put 2 dots because I have 1, 2, 4s. So I'm going to say 1, 2. All right, I'm going to mark them off kind of as I go. Done with those 2. All right, how about above the 5? Are there any 5s? Yeah, how many 5s do I have? There's also 2. So put 2 dots above 5. Okay, done with that, done with that. Any 6s? Look, there's no 6s in my data, so I'm going to put no dots. I don't put a 0 or write anything. I'm just going to leave it blank above the 6. Okay, how about 7? How many dots do I have above the 7? There should be 1, 2, 3. So look, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Got all those. How about the 8? How many 8s were there? What's the frequency? There was 3, but instead of writing 3 like we did in a frequency table, I'm going to put 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. Mark them off so make sure I know. And look at this one for the 9s. How many 9s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 9s. So I'm going to make sure you count correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I have represented all of my data, but I've put it here on a dot plot. And you can tell just by looking at the dot plot which number has the most, right? The 9 obviously has the most. So you can tell which one has the least. Look, the 6 has the least because it's completely 0. There were no 6s. So this is a dot plot. In the next video, we'll look to see how to do one that includes fractions.